Hey guys, I'm Tutorial Phil. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little bit different. It's a technology review, something that I don't usually do. I think the only one was the LV watch. So what I have here are the new Apple AirPods Pro, and this is the Bang Olufsen E8. This is actually the first version. They did recently this year also come out with version 2. So this comparison is between version 1 of the E8s and the new AirPods Pro that was launched in 2019, just a few weeks ago. So just first off, I wanted to talk about the differences between this and the new version. From what I can tell looking at the specs, the main difference is simply the case for these. For the V2, I think the actual earbuds themselves remain mostly unchanged, if anything. And basically the case has a different design. It does look better. I think it's a little bit larger too, and it's wirelessly, you can charge it wirelessly. This one you can't. This one you have to charge with a cable, which you can do in the back. I think it's a micro USB. But the design of the earbuds is pretty much the same. The conclusion is basically, if you have an iPhone, the AirPods Pro for me is the clear winner. And obviously these are just my opinions. I don't have it scientifically proven, but I am very particular with my electronics. And that's why when this first came out in 2017, I wanted to get it because there's really nothing like it in the market. Both of these are noise isolating headphones or earbuds. However, the AirPods also are actively noise canceling. The Bang & Olufsen are not actively noise canceling. It's passive, meaning it blocks out noise physically by blocking your ear canal. The AirPods also do that. However, they also have technology to actively cancel noise. If you ever use like the Bose Quiet Comfort, it's pretty much the same technology. And design-wise though, I do have to say the Bang & Olufsen I think still looks better. I'm not a huge fan of the AirPods design in general. And these are differentiated from the regular AirPods by basically these black areas on both of them. So the shape is slightly different, and of course the shape of where it goes into your ear is also different, along with the black mesh for where the speaker is also different from the AirPods Pro. And of course it has these silicone ear pieces. And these come with 3 sizes, small, medium, and large. The new version of the Bang & Olufsen come with 4. I forgot if these also did. I think they probably did. If they had extra small in addition to small, medium, and large. But it's really the same concept. It's supposed to go into your ear canal and block out outside noise by creating like a firm suction. So I pay a lot of attention to the design, and I think both the case and the earbuds themselves, I think the Bang & Olufsen are clear winners. This one is more expensive. When I first got this, it was $300, and the AirPods Pro are $250. They're both made in China though. Even though Bang & Olufsen is a premium audio company, their Beoplay line, which is more accessible to most consumers, are usually made in China. It feels like a leather-bound case, although I'm not exactly sure if it's leather, and it's held its shape pretty well because I have used it and I have traveled with it, not a ton, but you can see it doesn't look like there's really any real use or any scratches on it. The AirPods Pro only had for about a week, and I don't think it's going to come out too well in the video because it's bright white and it's plastic, but there's already scuff marks and scratches on it. Also, because it's a high gloss finish, you're going to see every single little scratch or nick on it. They do make protective cases for it, and I'm actually waiting for mine because I wanted something for it to hook onto. This one at least comes with this loop that this does not. So they both are battery cases. However, this one, the AirPods Pro, you can charge it wirelessly, so you can just put this on one of those power mats and it will start charging. The V2 of the Bang & Olufsen will do that, but not this one. This is the version 1. So then also a key difference, like I was saying, is the noise canceling. And this one does make a huge difference when it's canceling kind of environmental noise like white noise, things like fans, basically noise that is consistent. The algorithm that this uses, it works really well against that. But for communication or very like kind of abrupt random noises, it doesn't work nearly as well, but it still does try to filter that out through what they call anti-noise. This one, however, is only passive noise canceling, so it's noise isolating. Both of these have transparency mode, and that is also a key difference in terms of how each of these do it. So because these block out noise, even if you don't have them on because they're supposed to block your ear canal, it can be dangerous if you're using this outside without being able to hear your surrounding. And even in the office, which is where I primarily use them, it's helpful if someone's trying to talk to you or trying to get your attention. The transparency mode on the Bang & Olufsen was, I think, one of the first to have it, and that was also a key decision for why I decided to purchase these. And it works, but after trying the AirPods Pro, I'm realizing that the transparency mode on the Apple is way, way better than the Bang & Olufsen. And it's mainly the audio quality. From the Bang & Olufsen, it does sound like compressed voice when someone's talking to you. It sounds like you're listening to your environment through like a telephone, whereas the AirPods Pro does truly feel like it's completely transparent. The sound that you get feels very natural. I did notice the volume was slightly decreased when it was in transparency mode, but honestly, it wasn't a huge difference. And that also made these a lot more comfortable just to keep on the AirPods because the transparency mode helped it feel like you didn't have them on. But the way these are designed, and they're a bit, I think they're slightly lighter too, and the weight distribution is more distributed, whereas this one, it's all in this circle, which kind of tugs at your ear. These aren't as comfortable, unfortunately. So the Bang & Olufsen E8s, they kind of start hurting a bit after about an hour or two, whereas I've kind of worn these for 3 hours and they still feel good. Like I don't really notice that I have them on. So that's definitely one thing to consider. You can see the design is really completely different in how it's shaped. And so that's part of the reason why the kind of ergonomics and weight distribution is going to be different between these two. The Bang & Olufsen does have an app that you can control the equalizer on, and it's pretty cool. You can also control the soundstage, which I found really helpful. It does help your music sound more real, kind of like it was live. The AirPods don't have any sort of equalizer function. You'd have to do it through the app you're using. However, with that said, it's so easy to pair this with any Apple device, like your iPad, iPhone, MacBook, or iMac. It's almost instant. When you first get these and you turn the Bluetooth on, the pairing is almost instantaneous. These work like any other Bluetooth device. You have to put it in pairing mode, and then you have to find it on your phone or computer, and then you pair it that way. But once you pair both of them, they're fairly easy to connect. This one you have to tap. So this one is touch sensitive. The circles are touch sensitive. So you do have to tap them to put them on. These, however, they sense when they're in your ear, and if the Bluetooth is turned on, they'll automatically connect and turn on. They'll stay in the mode you left them in, so usually they're in transparency mode. So as soon as you put them on, a half second later, it feels like you have nothing on because you're hearing your surroundings, even though they're noise isolating. One feature that I do miss along with the equalizer is that this one allows you to change the volume, where this one you have to do it through your phone or whatever device it's paired with this. So this one has more tap features. It has a larger area for you to tap. This one you're supposed to squeeze the stems. They have a little indentation for where you can squeeze it. Both of them can do play, pause, answer calls, next and previous track. And this one can activate Siri and change the transparency mode. However, you have to You can only set one option, so you could do Siri for the long press on one and the transparency or noise mode for the other. This one, I forget exactly if you can activate Siri or not. I think it has to do with the firmware or an app update. But this one, basically the extra thing you can do is the audio adjustment, because you can turn on the transparency mode by touching this as well, which is really helpful, so you don't have to open your app in order to do so. The new version I should have mentioned is a bit more expensive, is $350, because they don't technically sell these anymore, but you can still find them at resellers or refurbished one, and you can get it for probably $150, which is of course less expensive than the AirPods Pro. This one has a indication light when it's charging and if it's charging your earbuds. This one is a little bit hidden, so in the back it shows you the battery level of the case. It has 2 LEDs, and then in the front, when you can kind of see it through there when it's charging. Otherwise, it's the LED right there. That's how it shows you if it's charging. This one uses a lightning cable, and they do luckily provide a lightning, and it's a USB-C cable, which is better than the USB cable, especially if you have one of the newer Mac devices, so it can charge faster, and you can also use it for your iPhone to quick charge. This one has a button, I believe it's to enter the pairing mode. And then this one, I don't think there's a button on here. You have to like long press the earbuds themselves. But this will work with non-Apple devices. You would just pair them the same way as you would pair any Bluetooth, but Apple has just made the experience so easy and streamlined for any Apple device, which makes sense. I think they're really primarily targeting iPhone users. I haven't tried the original AirPods because I was waiting for kind of like the Pro version, because they kept saying they were going to come out with a redesigned version. And then earlier this year, they came out with the AirPods 2, which I don't think they really changed much about the earbuds themselves, but they introduced a wireless charging case, kind of same as what Bang & Olufsen did with theirs. And there were still rumors that they were going to come out with a noise canceling, and long and behold, they did in, I believe, November or end of October. So I got it pretty soon after they released it. And I'm really happy with these. I haven't used these since, and I don't know if I will, but I want to try to see how well these fit maybe on the plane, because these fall off if you doze off and you kind of tilt your head and your shoulder. If your shoulder kind of presses on your ears, these will easily fall off due to kind of how heavy it is, and it's just centered around this circular piece. I feel like these probably would fit in your ear better, because at least it have the stems to kind of press up against the side of your ear if it starts getting dislodged. You can also play a beeping noise through your Apple device. I think if you have the Find My app, it will play a pinging noise. It's not crazy loud, but it is loud enough that if you're in the vicinity and it's not too noisy, that you can actually find out where your AirPods are. These, to my knowledge, don't have that feature. So when I actually dropped it on the airplane, it took me a while to find it, because I had to wait till everyone deplaned, and then it was like 5 or 6 seats ahead of me on the floor. So that's pretty much kind of my amateur review of this. I figured some people might find it interesting to see how these two stack up against each other, because I do feel like they're two premium products. I do feel like the design and build quality is a bit better. The audio quality, I think it's subjective, but I think because this has a slightly better seal, I think you get slightly louder volume with this one, and because you can adjust the equalizer, I would say you get better audio quality, because you can kind of match it to how you like your music. If you like it more on the bass heavy side or maybe on the brighter side, as well as changing the soundstage. This one, you can't really do that unless you run it through an app that changes the equalizer. But overall, hands down, I prefer the AirPods Pro, especially since I am an iPhone user. I think really the main thing is the transparency. It's just so much better than the Bang & Olufsen. The noise canceling is great for when there's kind of droning noises, and I think on the plane they're gonna work really well to drown out like the air noise that you get once the plane is flying. So that's pretty much it. If you have tried either of these, I'd kind of be interested to know how you feel about them. That is my video. Subscribe for more, and you can check me out on Instagram for the latest updates and exclusive content. I don't generally have tech things on there though, because it's more of a luxury channel. So I usually have things like Louis Vuitton, Dior, and then some jewelry like Cartier and Tiffany & Company. So thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.